When I ask you to picture your favorite memory from 2023, what would it be? Mine is bringing Flynn, our puppy, home on April 7th, 2023. Hi, my name is Amanda Farlinger. I'm with From Where I Stamp near Kingston, Ontario, Canada. And I help women tell their story and capture memories through scrapbooking. So tune in, sit with me so we can be creative together. It's important to save those memories. Look how small this guy is. This is a layout I created a little while ago, a few months ago, and I'll have it linked in the description. And if you make it all the way to the end of the video, it'll be linked on the end screen as well. So this is the day, this is April 7th. This is when we brought him home. And he's now a year old, over a year old, because his birthday is on February 14th. And he now weighs 62 pounds. So these photos are important to keep and to scrapbook, so that way I can see his little baby teeth, how tiny he was in the truck against my husband. And that's important because I want to be able to look back in like 5 years or 6 years or even 2 and go, look at how tiny he is. So I'm going to use this Earthen Elegance Designer Series paper from the annual catalog. So this is Stampin' Up's annual catalog. It is good until the end of April. So there will be some retired items coming up soon. So keep attention. So if there's anything in there that you really like, you may want to purchase it sooner rather than later. And then we'll have new goodies coming in. When does this one end? In May? So this one ends April 30th. So in May, we'll have new products. So we're going to use this Earthen Elegance. And I've been using that for Flynn's scrapbook pages quite a few times. So you may have caught me scrapbooking with that. And what I wanted to do with this is I pulled the blue design because these two pages, this is going to be the left and this is going to be the right. So that way they kind of match. They're not going to be exact because this one uses the Bright Skies paper. And you might hear Flynn running upstairs. And this one, of course, uses the Earthen Elegance. So because they're side by each, because this is us picking them up, first time in the truck, and then driving home, I wanted to make sure that the color scheme was very similar. I could pull this, I think it's Pecan Pie over here, because Pecan Pie is one of the colors, but I decided to do Gray Granite instead. But I did pull the blues. So we have Blueberry Bushel, Misty Moonlight, my favorite blue, and Boho Blue. So those 3 blues we're using. All right. And I'm kind of pulling in from a couple different sketches online that I've seen and getting some ideas on how to take what I have left of the blues, because this little strip here is all I had left of this design. And this is all I have left of the Gray Granite piece. So I'm like, how can I put these with this and make a page that'll work with my right side layout? Because the other designs in this are pink or more of the copper color type deal. So I had to play around with a little bit. So I went searching on Pinterest and looked for a couple different ideas and kind of melded about 3 of them together. So we're doing kind of a strip idea. And I love using our 8.5 by 11 cardstock. So you'll notice that these pieces look like they've been cut. But because I don't have 12 by 12 cardstock, I can't cut one strip of the Boho Blue or one strip of the Misty Moonlight. Now, Stampin' Up does sell these in 12 by 12 paper, but you have to buy a pack of all the colors. So to avoid that, I show you how to use 8.5 by 11 in your scrapbook or on your scrapbook pages. So that way you can stretch that and not have to buy a full pack of colors that, like, I won't use all the colors in one pack. I might, maybe in the neutrals, but maybe not in the brights or the subtles. So I have cut this. These are 2-inch. And we're just going to layer this. This color would be completely wrong. This works for his color, of Flynn's color, but not to kind of match that other page. It was a little too much of a difference. But I have used this on a layout for Flynn for before we took him home, when we first saw him. So if you're looking for puppy ideas, this could work for babies too. of layout ideas, then that would be a good place to start, is pop around on my YouTube channel and see what else is that, what other ideas. All right, so this 12 by 12 is just making it nice and easy. My tip for you for putting 8.5 by 11 paper cardstock on your layout is have a ruler. Now I have the glass mat. It was a join special for Stampin' Up! During celebration. I'm not 100% sure yet if these will come back, but I really love the glass mat. I'll let you know if they become available. So what I did was I put it on the glass mat and I picked a line and I just put my ruler across there, and then I glued down the cardstock. So the ruler helped me keep a straight edge so that these would line up and not look wonky. I'm not too worried if it's a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that it was on the same side easily. All right, so now we have our layout kind of ready to put everything together. And we have these photos. And there is an order. So I wanted to, because this is the left side layout, I wanted to start with the first photo and kind of make a round to flow into the next picture. So this layout here is photos of Flynn in the truck. We stopped halfway home to put him out just in case, so we didn't make a mess in the truck. And so it was perfect lighting to take these really cute pictures of them. Now, I have to say, I currently have about 44 pictures of April 7th only. And they don't all have to be printed, but I picked some of my favorites so that way they can be scrapbooked. So my challenge to you is to pick a memory from 2023 and select 1 to 4 photos from that memory and print them. You can save the rest. You don't have to delete them or anything, or videos or whatnot, but just 1 to 4 photos and print them. And then next week, scrapbook them. Pick a layout, find some inspiration on Pinterest, on YouTube here, whichever. Another tip for you. I have some vellum that I've cut up, and I just did this week. I don't know why I didn't think of it. Well, I mean, I've done it for pocket page stuff. So like, or not really pocket page, but 3x4, because I love pocket page scrapbooking. 4x4 and 3x4. So I had these ones already, but then I was looking at layouts and I'm like, I don't know if like when I print my photos, usually I'm not planning that far ahead, and I have just a 4x6 photo. So I'm like, okay, well, some of them were calling for 3x5, but 3x5 was a little tiny for some of the photos. If I had planned ahead, then it wouldn't be an issue. So then I cut myself a 3.5 by 5.5 vellum. So then you can hold this up to the photo. And here, I'll show you with the 3x5. So then you can hold it up to the photo and go, okay, no, I cut my eye off there. It's not going to work. So let's move it over this way. Okay, well, Chad's head is not that cut off. So that could be a good way to cut the photo. And then use that as your guide for when you're cutting it with the trimmer. So get yourself some vellum, cut them into different sizes. I'll probably add more as I look at different sketches. And if you need sketch ideas, I do have 3 fun scrapbook layout sketches and how to use them. It's a free download, and you'll want to go to subscribe.fromwhereistamp.ca. That link will be in the description as well as the link for that other scrapbook layout featuring Flynn, and also that's supplies. You want to know the supplies that I'm going to use on this video, on this layout, so that way you can recreate it. If you don't like this designer paper, find one that you love. This one just works perfectly for Flynn because he's a silver lab, and the colors work. All right, so I wanted to cut another. So I have this little square. I don't think I've showed you the square yet on where it's going to go, but it is from the Stylish Shapes dies. And we're going to cut another one because I thought it would add some dimension to the layout. So we're just going to use the Stampin' Cut. Oops. Too many fingers in the way. So we're going to use the Stampin' Cut Mini. Just because it's smaller. It doesn't weigh as much. I love it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite between the two. All right. So we have a second one of those cut. I'm going to use it for my journaling. Put my die away. So I have one cut out, but then I realized I probably should have a second. All right. So what I'm also going to do is trim this kind of, I don't know, it's almost 2.5. It's almost 1 1/4 works for me. Just trim it up in half. I don't know if I'll use both, but I figure, let's see, if I do that, I kind of like that. A layered look to add some dimension. I didn't want to add a bunch of stamped images. I've picked the Just My Type stamp set. I could have used Bright Skies again, but trying to, trying to do a little bit of different variety on my pages, so I'm not using the same things for all Flynn pages. And that also gives you a variety of what you can create with the different products. All right, so that just gives a little bit of dimension over here. I'm also wanting to draw more eye to Flynn here. So this is a really cute little photo, and I wanted to draw attention to him rather than us. So I put him on Boho Blue and Blueberry Bliss cardstock, and then I have it popped up with dimensionals. So I have black dimensionals because I still haven't ordered regular white dimensionals, but that's okay. So here's my other piece, and it's going to go like here, covering up that corner. And I don't know if I want, yeah, maybe I will add that there, because then if I tuck it behind the photo, then it looks like one long piece. So we're stretching our cardstock to make it look like we've cut one long piece for that, for this scrapbook layout. Okay, why are you, okay, you're stuck on there. Okay, so then we don't have to have big dies, big long dies, and we don't have to have lots of cardstock or big long cardstock. All right, so something like that. Good enough for me. All right, let's just put that off to the side. I have that with that. Okay, let's do a little bit of stamping. So we're going to use Hello for the title. It's adorable. I love the typewriter. I haven't found a use for the typewriter yet. Right there. So maybe someday. Okay, so I have some gray granite. We're going to use some tuxedo black. Oh, and we're going to need the Simply Chamois to clean. And I'm actually going to pick up the black ink. So what kind of memories in 2023? So you could do a birthday. You could do maybe your child's first day of school, whether it was elementary or high school or college, university, you know, any of those. How about, did you move? Did you go on a vacation? Did you take a me day and not go anywhere and stay home like a staycation? Was it something as simple as harvesting produce from your garden, or maybe flowers that you grew? My daffodils are coming up quite a bit. If you saw my story on Instagram, I have a daffodil garden right outside that window. It has also tulips and hyacinths, and then it has roses and hostas. So that could be something. Maybe you put new gardens in at your house. What else could be memories? I'd love to hear what your, ideas of what memories could be. And it doesn't have to be a big memory to save it. This one is, but it could be like I took, was that last Friday? Yeah, only last Friday off. I took last Friday off to be with my dogs and just enjoy a day at home and a me day. But I took pictures and videos to remember that we were home. So there's a bunch of different ways that you could save those memories. And I want to make sure that you keep an eye on memories, because I look back at 10, 20, whatever years. And it's interesting to know that I don't remember exactly what happened, but I want to remember. And the only way I'm going to remember is if I write it down, or at least take photos and put the photos in a scrapbook. And I don't look back at my photos near enough as I should or want to. All right. So we're going to put that here, but we're also going to do a crazy Flynn upstairs. He hasn't run much today, so he has lots of energy. Okay, we're going to make this a little banner. Okay. All right, so we're going to put this up here, and we're going to put the black dimensionals right behind it to pop it up, to give it dimension 2. You could color the edge to make it a different color. You could layer it with maybe the Blueberry Bliss cardstock to make it pop if you wanted. But that's hello. All right, and we're going to do a little bit more stamping, even though I already have them all cut out. I'm just going to show you with the boho blue. I need a block, a little block. So this stamp set, I love it because it has like the little flower and heart and rainbow. And we're going to use the little flower. And then we're going to do some coloring with some markers. So stamp, we're going to do 2. And then we want to make sure to clean it and put it away so I don't lose it. And then I'm going to use, oops, I should have taken this out beforehand. Okay, so we have the Stampin' Blends, Night of Navy. We're going to use the light or the dark one first. For my other flowers, I used the Stampin' Right marker, but then after I drew in the center, I figured that I should have little dimensional things on the flower. So here, there we go. There we go. So I have those flowers, and you can see kind of the dimension a little bit, just so that they weren't so flat. All right, so, and I just cut those out using a pair of paper snips. So now we can put our layout all together. All righty, what do I need? I need, Stampin' Seal for my photos so I can put them on my layout. I want to put this one down second because it's going to go over the other photos. So I want to make sure that it's down first. And then I want to keep in mind, I'd like to keep the top and bottom between the photo and the top, or the photo and the bottom, about the same. So I want this about like there, I think. And the one downside for putting this right on the layout like this without a kind of a layer is you're a little bit guessing on exactly how it's all going to line up. And if it's kind of straightish, kind of, maybe, doesn't look it. But that's also why you don't put a lot of adhesive on your photo. So then you can just pop it up, and not ruin your layout. Maybe something like that. It's not perfect. No one's going to notice. Oh, maybe I will. But I couldn't put a layer on here of cardstock without having a 12 by 12 because 5.5 plus 5.5 is 11. and that is cardstock. So I'd have to trim these down a little bit, and I thought about it, but I'm like, I didn't want to cut them down anymore. So it is what it is. I like it. Okay. Excuse me. They don't look straight, but c'est la vie. Okay. So there is the photos down, and I've covered up those spots where the cardstock isn't anymore, or isn't, or wasn't, whatever way you want to say it. I probably should have put my dimensionals. Probably shouldn't have taken the back off of that one, but ooh, well, too late now. I have these photos digitally, so if I have to reprint a photo, it's not that big a deal. It's older photos. I caution against putting adhesive on the front of them. And I didn't put this over this way far enough, but that should be fine. We'll be good. All right. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to glue these flowers on, I think, I'm just tapping this because I don't know how full it is. So I want to get the glue into the top portion. Let me put that there. Put this here. Oh, wait, I didn't put that in the right spot. That's okay. I'm going to put another flower there. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. All right. The only problem when you lay out what you place the items down on, don't know why the phone did that, apologies. But when you place your items down on your layout and then you have to pick them up to start over, and then you look at it and it's like, something looks wrong. I think I put something in the wrong spot. And sometimes I'll take a photo of my layout. So that way when I go to put it together, I have a photo. Okay. And then this one was going to go down here. And I probably should have wrote down my journaling. Should have done my journaling. Okay. Put those away. Okay. Let's grab this. I always like writing before I write on the good thing, write on something else I don't care about, just in case the ink's not right at the tip of the pen. So we bought April 7th, 2023, the day we brought Flynn home. All right. Is that glue? I want to make sure it's not sticky. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to put some glue on the back. And I don't want to say too much because really we just brought Flynn home. I guess I could write there how old he was. He was 8 weeks. Flynn's telling me I should write down how old he was. He wasn't quite, he was almost 8 weeks old. So let's just leave that off for now. All right. So an option I thought of doing but decided not to, I could go back and add some flowers over here, but I didn't want it a flowery layout. So we have 8.5 by 11 cardstock that we've stretched to look like 12 by 12. We have one die cut we've cut in half, so it looks like one long piece here. So there's ways that we can take our supplies to stretch them to fit a 12 by 12 layout. I love carving out time to make these videos for you, and I hope that if you're inspired to grab those photos from 2023 of a memory, one of your favorites, or even just a great memory from 2023. I hope that you'll come back for inspiration. And a reminder that in the description will be all the links that you need. And I will look forward to talking with you next week. Have a great week.